Top of the morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with me on Up with India. Today is Monday, November 9th, 2020, and here's your morning update. This weekend was highly emotional for many Americans.
I'm just speechless. I'm so proud to be a Delawarean right now. I'm so proud to be an American right now.
Just days after election night, the majority of the electoral votes were counted and projected Joe Biden as president-elect and Kamala Harris as vice president-elect.
But while I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last. Because every little girl watching tonight sees that this is a country of possibilities. And to the children of our country, regardless of your gender, our country has sent you a clear message. Dream with ambition, lead with conviction, and see yourselves in a way that others may not, simply because they've never seen it before. But know that we will applaud you every step of the way.
During an acceptance speech on Saturday, November 7th at the riverfront in Wilmington, Delaware, President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris addressed the nation with their thoughts about moving America forward and the importance of everyone coming together.
This is the beginning of a new chapter in American history where we can clean up the mistakes of the past 4 years. I'm so happy to be here and not going to be anywhere else in the world right now.
This will be a historic moment for both Harris and Biden on December 14th, 2020, when the Department of Elections officially certified the votes. A moment President Donald Trump's campaign has told American voters to wait for before officially calling the race. According to NPR, President Trump, who in the days since voting ended, says Biden has falsely claimed a premature victory and baselessly said Democrats were trying to steal the election. The Trump campaign is still contesting the process in several states. Trump said in a statement Saturday, the simple fact is this election is far from over. Trump also said that Joe Biden has not been certified as the winner of any states, let alone any of the highly contested states headed for mandatory recounts, or states where their campaign has valid and legitimate legal challenges that could determine the ultimate victor. According to NPR, despite the president's rhetoric, Biden's team projected confidence as ballots were tabulated, knowing that large chunks of the votes still to be counted were in diverse Democratic strongholds like Milwaukee, Detroit, and Philadelphia. The Associated Press called the race for Biden on Saturday when it said that Pennsylvania's 20 electoral votes over the 270 vote threshold needed to electoral college. In a premature observance, the Democratic nominee has become the first challenger to defeat an incumbent first-term president in nearly 30 years. At 77, Biden becomes the oldest man ever elected president. He'll be 78 by Inauguration Day. He's also the first former vice president to win the White House since George H.W. Bush in 1988, the second Roman Catholic in U.S. history elected president, and he'll be the first president to call Delaware home. And with his victory, his running mate, California Senator Kamala Harris, will become the first female vice president. She'll also become the nation's second Black as well as Indian candidate following former President Barack Obama to serve as president or vice president. In more news, for Americans that celebrated the projected win of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, their joy may have also been met with a bittersweet end after hearing the news Sunday evening that Jeopardy's longtime host, Alex Trebek, passed away at the age of 80. According to BBC News, Mr. Trebek announced he had been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer in March 2019. The Jeopardy Twitter account said on Sunday he had passed away peacefully at his home, surrounded by family and friends. Trebek had hosted Jeopardy since 1984 and had received numerous awards and honors for his work. Known for his sharp wit and charisma, the Canadian-American presenter became the face of Jeopardy during his 3 decades on the show, turning it into a ratings smash hit. He fronted more than 8,200 episodes of the popular quiz show, making him among the most well-known people on television in the US and Canada. In 2014, he set a Guinness World Record for most game show episodes hosted by the same presenter. Mr. Trebek is survived by his second wife, Jean, and his children, Matthew Emily, and Nikki. In more news, according to WHYY, as he begins his transition to the presidency, Joe Biden is pivoting from a bitter campaign battle to another, more pressing fight, reining in the pandemic that has hit the world's most powerful nation harder than any other. The U.S. is now averaging more than 100,000 new coronavirus infections a day, frequently breaking records for daily cases. Hospitals in several states are running out of space and staff, and the death toll is soaring. Public health officials warn that the nation is entering the worst stretch yet for COVID-19 as winter sets in and the holiday season approaches, increasing the risk of rapid transmission as Americans travel, shop, and celebrate with loved ones. Biden announced Monday that former Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy, former Food and Drug Administration Commissioner Dr. David Kessler, and Yale University Associate Professor and Associate Dean Dr. Marcella Nunez-Smith will serve as co-chairs of a coronavirus advisory board. The board includes doctors and scientists who've served in previous administrations, will be tasked with taking the virus proposals that Biden released during the campaign and turning them into a blueprint the new president can enact after he is inaugurated in January. Biden pledged during the campaign to make testing free and widely available, to hire thousands of health workers to help implement contact tracing programs, and to instruct the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to provide clear, expert-informed guidelines, among other proposals. In more news, National Day of Empowerment is coming up, and Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League Young Professionals on November 14th will host a series of panel discussions over Zoom to educate African-American people throughout the state of Delaware on financial goal setting and avenues to building generational wealth. The discussions will be led by professionals in the fields of wealth management, life insurance, real estate, and entrepreneurship, teaching and encouraging viewers to take control of their financial lives by achieving their financial goals and building generational wealth. National Urban League Young Professionals chapters nationwide engage in a day of empowerment called the National Day of Empowerment, NDOE. Is usually centered around economic and entrepreneurial efforts, providing ways to support, promote, patronize Black and Brown-owned establishments and educate communities on Black buying power. This year, in partnership with the Influencers Lab Media and the Guilds, the Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League Young Professionals is charged with building Black power through generational wealth. According to the organization, the Black community has historically been excluded from conversations surrounding wealth, and they are making the time to take action and change the narrative of wealth to be inclusive of Black people. Their goal for NDOE is to disseminate information on wealth building to as many people as possible. For more information on this, head to mwul.org. In more news, the Wilmington Made Fall Fest has been receiving major attention from locals here in the city of Wilmington. Wilmingtonians can join the experience and take advantage of 10 days of citywide specials that started on November 2nd and will last through November 12th. For a full list of participating merchants, you can visit wilmingtonmade.com/local events. What are your thoughts on today's news? Don't forget to like and share on Facebook and Instagram at WITN22Wilm. Thank you so much for waking up with me on Up With India and watching. For more news, updates, and information, follow us on social media at WITN22Wilm.